Okay, let me take a look at some shit. What happened to my G? Oh no, that's my Chrome. Let me look at my Chrome. Okay, let's see. Let me hear my voice. I see one of you motherfuckers got banned. Okay, let's check it out right. So we got two things to do this time around, which feels like a throwback because usually I only have one thing to do. We got the character quests, and we have what's left of Dirge. So I just gotta do some story bullshit, and we'll be out of this. Now I can say that I've completed the Dirge part of the comp. So there's something I thought about, and I mentioned this to some of my homies. But Dirge of Cerberus actually has higher stakes than OG. Like in OG, it was like there was a meteor that was gonna hit the planet, and this meteor was possibly going to threaten all life on the planet, maybe even the planet itself. And then Sephiroth was gonna like absorb all that energy, go planet to planet, absorbing more life. Whereas here, it's like this motherfucker just wants to instantly end all life, just absorb all of it. And then go after the greater life stream. Imagine being friend zoned by a lady because she'd rather fuck your dead daddy. That reminds me of one of Fresh Prince of Bel Air's like weird dream sequences. This track reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy X. I mean, Hamauzu did a lot of the compositions in that game. But weirdly enough, it also reminds me of Yunya and Nakano's compositions in that game. Junya. Your kid? I feel like the story would flow here better if Lucrezia was actually dead and not in some crystal. Hell fucking no, man. This is some bullshit. Drive by whack music. That fade out after that pause frame was weird. Okay, so she feels a little repentant about what she did. This kind of reminds me of that weird flashback sequence in Vagrant Story. I really like Vagrant Story though. I'll be real with you. I want to stream that at some point in my life. But I was planning on doing it in 2016 if I had the means. I would have needed like a PC laptop at the time, not that whack MacBook that I had in a repair shop. It's gonna be ages until they finally give up. I remember Nomuda was watching some cutscenes from this game, and Vincent said it can't be helped. I have to save the world, and that got Nomuda's pussy wet. He was turned on. He's got the stendo. She's doing that dance I saw in my dreams when I was in a Puff Daddy concert. And in this Diddy concert, he was kind of in an outdoor venue, performing on stage in a white button down that he has open. To the left of me and right of me are the Toad characters from Naruto doing that same dance Yuffie was doing. I said, "This is a Diddy concert," and I walked out of there. So now every time I see someone doing like the hop step, that's what I imagine. Toad from Mario while I'm attending a fucking Diddy. So now we're like in a brain blast from Jimmy Neutron. Oh, this cutscene that's always memed on, where they're like speed blitzing each other. Look at all this shit he has to do just to be equal to uh, the FF7 party and remake. Okay, so let me get my 100 crystal. I really don't have them with that many fits. A finale chaotic instead of a chaotic finale. So they're not describing the finale as being chaotic, they're describing the chaoticness as being finale like. Unless they want to use Spanish grammar just to be fancy with it. Nah, that's definitely them using Spanish grammar. I'm just fuckling with you. So this is better than what we got with Advent Children, but I guess with Advent Children, it couldn't be helped unless they used more innate and scenes. So notice, I don't think you see like Denzel or Marlene. It's because this game does not want to reference Advent children at all. So it's like they adopted someone else probably, but there's no mention of Marlene or Denzel. I'm gonna call him Denzel. There's only one Denzel for me. I wonder if they're gonna show the weird secret post game video with Genesis. That would probably make for a cool event, actually. Yeah, they have the story of Genesis. That would really justify Ever Crisis some more. Like, and you unlock him as a character, and Vice. She thinks she's part of a team. The three characters that don't really age. I remember in one of the novels, Red 13 was having like panic attacks because he was realizing that what in the Final Fantasy 14 is this shit? I guess the remnants of that final battle. Yeah, he was realizing that he was gonna outage everybody and live a long life without anyone that he knew previously. It started giving him like panic attacks that he named Gilligan, and then he didn't understand what it was that he was going through until Vincent was like, "Oh, are you thinking about the fact that you're gonna just outlive everybody?" And he kind of made fun of Red 13 for giving his anxiety a name, which is actually a good thing. But he's like, "Really, Gilligan? That's what you call it?" So that's one thing that I knocked out the way, but there's something else I gotta deal with. So let's go to solo content. So we got new character quests. Well, we got this guy's character quest. So this is a mechanic that I used to mess with it way back in the day, but we haven't touched on this in quite some time. Vincent has to make note. Hey, you realize you're gonna live for a very long time, but I'm gonna live much longer than you. I actually don't have aging. which realistically I don't know how viable that is for like eternal life, just not aging, because you're still gonna have like plaque in your heart if you don't eat perfectly. You can get shot. All of these things can kind of happen. Same with Lucrezia and Shulk, but Lucrezia is in a bubble, so I'm more likely to bet on her. Vincent is a little worldly. Shulk is out here living in society. So yeah, we got soldier third class Zack wearing the blue. This reminds me of that comedian Gary Owen, how he said that as soon as that military recruiter came to his trailer park, he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I've been waiting on this." So he was meat writing Angeal even back then, before he enlisted. Yeah, well, Gongaga had that destroyed reactor. I get that he's teasing his friend, but that's some like shitty ass hating. Aren't you gonna fold under pressure? Like, you're betting on yourself pretty hard. I mean, these guys are being good friends right here, and Kunso is useful as a tutorial guy in Crisis Core. That long ways to go thing is such a Japanese phrase. Just pluralize this shit. Okay. I remember these are like solo affairs. Not that it really matters, I'm just overpowered as shit anyway. What the fuck does this guy have anything to do with Zack? Anyway, I seem to have overestimated NYC. They won the first game against the Spurs, and the city isn't really up in flames. Maybe I was wrong about. I saw some footage like on Ari Spears about what was happening in that area, but it was just typical like people getting excited when their favorite sports team, their local sports team wins. You know, when something happens in NYC, I expect it to be like Orochimaru attacking the village in a Konoha crush, or Pain using devastating, catastrophic planetary devastation. So Zack is particularly strong. Okay, so he's not just above average, but he's really a star student. It's not just that Angeal took a liking to him. That's a Hojo experiment. They're just reusing assets with no rhyme or reason. Yeah, that's definitely like the Zero games where an unexpected monster jumps in and now everyone goes from going, you did well to, oh man, you sucked. Getting shown up by a overpowered sword dude. It's not that Dirge is over and done with. I gotta think, like, what's next? I mean, before Crisis, I think they're gonna save that for the 3-year anniversary. But when are we gonna get them OG chapters? When are we gonna get like the spicy stuff? Oh, give us like a post secret ending Genesis and Vice game campaign like event where they're saving the world from some other thing that's even more ridiculous than Dirge and OG combined. It's just I feel in the back of my head, like on my locks and shit. Shape of Dreams. That sounds like an album title. For like an R&B record that's trying to hit like pop charts. This is starting to remind me of Before Crisis. Honestly, and before Crisis, because Angeal wasn't written yet, Zack had stronger Angeal vibes. I'm really looking forward to something with Before Crisis. Okay, he blacked out. I like to think that like he was someone who wanted to join Soldier because of Sephiroth, just based off the Nibelheim flashback. Like he wanted the glory of being like him in the Wutai War, but when he joined, it was already kind of over. But it seems they're gonna attribute that to like a lingering cloud trait, which by the time he joined the Shinra security forces, that was already the case. So the thing is that even in Crisis Core, Zack was um, looking at what a hero was from like a glory hound perspective. He wanted that clout. This is kind of like that, but they're whitewashing Zack even more than Crisis Core did. Which I like when Zack has a little bit of an edge. But even the FF7 novel, Dear Destiny, is kind of simplifying things to almost Fanon levels. Fanon. So I guess shortly after that, he goes into the accelerated program where he's wearing his own version of the soldier first class thing that was a little bit more dark purple than that almost black color that first classes wear. The one that kind of looks like PS1 Cloud's fit that was more on the purple than black side. Okay, let me take a look at all of this shit. That's cute, but let me... I'm gonna play this game again later on today, and then I'll see if I can get to 3,600 or 36,000. That might do me some good if I do that, because when I get to, I'll be well off in terms of blue crystal. Like, I have enough that if I roll 1, 2, I'm going to be able to have enough to guarantee I can get a full character or full skin. And since summer's coming up, I know they're gonna do like the summer outfits. Those are very fun. I'd like to be able to roll at least like an Aerith outfit and maybe another lady. But that's about it. That's what I'm being so frugal for. But you know, I'll pick up another fit if it's something that I think, okay, I could really benefit from this. Like, I got the Aerith and Tifa wall market outfits, the Cornell and Mitchin fits. But they really only had, like, the canon ones. They didn't really have the other ones, like the sporty look, the exotic look. It's whatever. It's whatever. Well, you know, aside from that, I'm going to put this laptop away and then we'll get started with Near Replicants, which is great. And I'm going to give my opinions on the Summer Games Fest, which was on Tuesday, right before I wrapped up the stream. I'm going to give out my thoughts on tomorrow's. No, the day before yesterday was the State of Play, and then tomorrow is going to be the Summer Games Fest, and I'll give my thoughts on both. Anyways, it's been your boy, Mr. Wonka7. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.